Hey everybody, this is Wilding live and in your face with a bass fishing tactic for you. The number one thing you can do to catch more fish is don't overthink it. Too many times people overthink it. They think that one fish doesn't react, he won't eat all day. That's not the case. You have to be patient. Guys, the number one thing I see all the time is people walking the bank 600 times, right? The guys that catch fish are the ones that consistently fish those areas, repeatedly come back later. Maybe they didn't catch something off the bank because they fished it 3 times. And they didn't catch anything, guess what? At some point, there'll probably be a fish there. Be patient with yourself. Sometimes you do read the weather patterns correctly, the moon phases correctly. And there are going to be days where you catch 2 in a day, and there's going to be days where you catch 200. It's just a matter of the weather conditions at the time, and do you have the bait that they want at the time based on those weather conditions. If you keep that pattern standard with all the types of bass fishing you do, and you're versatile in all those tactics that we teach on the channel, you will catch more fish. Too often I see guys, do I need this rod or this company or this lure brand? No. Most of the time the shallow crank will work in all conditions that are used for a shallow crank, no matter on what brand. Now, some catch more fish than others, but as long as you're fishing the patterns and the tactics correctly, you will catch bass. And as time goes on, you will catch more bass. The more you memorize the color selection, the more you recognize bass patterns in the water. The more you recognize moon phases, the more you recognize wind direction. All of those things will help you catch more bass. Do not overthink it. Too often people overthink it. Remember what I tell you all the time on the channel, guys. Learn to crawl before you can walk. Learn to walk before you can run. With bass fishing, that is the biggest mistake people make. They go out, they spend a bunch of money for things they don't know how to use. Or they go out and they buy literally every piece of lure and every tactical condition they can think of. Even for lakes that they don't ever use those types of lures. Because remember, in some parts of the country, certain lakes are really good for the Texas rig. In other parts of the country, crankbaits work better. In other parts of the country, swim baits work better. It all matters based on the types of lakes you fish, the size of the lakes you fish, the types of bait fish that are in those lakes, and the type of water clarity you have. So, pay attention to those little details. The details will catch you fish. Do not worry about what you spend on lures. Do not worry about what you spend on rods and reels, especially at first. You are learning. And as learning, you do not need to go out and be Scott Martin or Jordan Lee the first time you go bass fishing. Make sure you're just paying attention to consistency, and you will catch more fish. As always, with Smiling Live, and out your face.